why aren't people more happy? Why aren't they successful in their life? And what I've realized is that the real reason is because most people end up doing something that they don't love doing, that they are not passionate about. So to my mind, the most important aspect of being successful in one's life is finding out what one loves to do and going after that, doing that throughout your life. That's a surefire way to lasting success and happiness. How do we know this? The key to that is figuring out what your most important values are. What do I mean by that? Look, a value is anything that's important to us. That's valuable to us. Anything that's valuable to us is a value. So the starting point is to figure out what are our core values. That's really the key. I think we need to spend as much time as possible in finding out and listing out the 4, 5 or 6 core values that are our foundations, the drivers in our life. And once we find that out, all that one has to do is to follow those values. Basically, what it really means is that all decisions are made based on those values. So let's say you have to take a decision and you just evaluate it against your values and go, will this support my values or will this kind of be against my values? And the decision is easily made. Now, as long as you are following your values, you're taking decisions based on your values, you can never go wrong. Look, at the end of the day, because that's what's really important to you, and you make sure that you do everything in life that's congruent, aligned to your values, and happiness will be yours. Now, with regard to profession and a career, because at the end of the day, we've got to make a living. We've got to get food on the table for not just for ourselves, but for our family, for our kids. So therefore, we've got to make a living, and therefore we've got to do a job. We've got to do some work. Now again, here the key is to identify a job that is congruent to your values. Find out what you love doing. Find out what is it that gives you the happiness when you do it. What is it that you would do even if you were not getting paid for it? Think of your hobbies. Think of things that you did when you were a child that made you really happy. And the key is to find out what you love doing, what you're passionate about, and then find a way of getting people to pay you for doing it. That's the secret. So once you find out what you love doing, what you're passionate about, more often than not, that would be something that's congruent to your core values. And if you find a way to do that and in some way offer a value to people around you, to the world at large, you will find that money comes easily. Not only money comes easily, so you make a living, but also you're doing something that you love doing, you're enjoying it, and therefore it's not work any longer. It's a hobby, and you're making a living out of indulging in your hobby. Life can't get better than that. So in a nutshell, the starting point, if one was to look at to search for happiness or success in life, is to find out more about oneself, do introspection, contemplation, figure out what your core values are, live life according to your values, live life congruent to your values, find a job that is congruent to your values, something that you're passionate about, and you will find that not only will you start making a lot of money in order to make a living, but also you'd find your life going to a whole new level, and you will find a lasting peace and happiness.